You don't need to be a real estate expert in order to invest. Hi, I'm Troy Evans, founder of Luxury Residence Vacation Portfolio. And in the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn my exact strategy on how to generate passive income without becoming a real estate expert. I know that your time is super valuable, and I want to make sure that before you leave, we give you some actionable insights that will help to transform your financial future. Before we go any further, this video is for educational purposes only. It is not legal or tax advice. You should always seek the assistance of a trained professional, such as an attorney, a financial advisor, or a tax accountant before you make any financial decision. What will you learn today? We're going to make sure that you learn how to generate passive real estate income without becoming a real estate expert. We're going to make sure that you learn how to lower your tax bill without becoming a tax code expert. We're going to show you how to generate additional cash flow without having to spend more time managing your investments. We're going to show you how to create wealth without having to start your own business. And we're going to show you how to create the retirement of your dreams without investing in a 401k. Now, we've got a special offer today, and that is if you stay until the end and watch the entire video, we will provide you a link on how you can receive our exclusive white paper on how the rich do not pay income tax and how you can do the same. And before we dive into the details, you're probably wondering why you should listen to me. And that is always a great question that you should ask of anyone you're receiving information from. I have been in business for over 25 years. I have an MBA in both marketing and finance. I've worked in sales, marketing, operations, and hospitality in the for-profit sector. And I've also been an executive in the nonprofit sector, raising over $100 million for the organizations I've worked for. I've been a real estate investor for the past 15 years. I've done fix and flips, buy and holds, and also new construction. But I've come to have an affection for short-term rental, and I think it's a great way for individuals like yourself to generate passive income and build wealth. One of the reasons why I decided to move in the direction of short-term rentals was because of the pain I felt when doing some of the other investment strategies, let's say in like fix and flip. In fix and flip, you never knew what was lurking behind the walls, right? Most of the time you're buying a property as is, and once you open up the wall, there's a bunch of unforeseen situations that have to be dealt with before you can sell the property, and that causes your expenses to go up. Additionally, it was hard to find scrupulous contractors, and you often found yourself going through several of them over the course of years. And it just was a headache that I didn't enjoy that much. Some people love it. It's not really my cup of tea. Additionally, I really like buy and holds. I like the cash flow side of real estate more than the quick money side of real estate. But with buy and holds, your margins tend to be low, and you have to spend a lot of time finding the right tenant. And if you find the wrong tenant, they're going to be a headache for quite a while. And if they do damage to your property, it can greatly eat into your profit margin. And then with new construction, I again really like new construction. The only thing I really didn't like about new construction was the fact that it was on a project by project basis. So once you sold a house and wanted to build another one or earn some additional income, you had to find another project to get into. So I prefer the cash flow, the steady stream of income side of real estate than the one and done project type of real estate. And these inconveniences or pain points that you feel in some of the other parts of the real estate industry provide opportunity in the short-term rental, right? Because you don't have to deal with some of those long-term headaches that you experience in buy and hold. You don't have to worry about always looking for the next project per se. And it also leads to 4x and 5x profit margins. Now, I realized there was an opportunity in the short-term rental market, actually first as a customer, because I was always trying to navigate platforms like Airbnb or VRBO, and they were just really a pain in the neck for me to navigate, and I didn't enjoy the experience that much. And one of the reasons why I didn't enjoy the experience was because there was no such thing as brand consistency on the platforms. Owners of properties in multiple locations that that provided a brand consistency across markets. So for instance, if I found a house that I wanted to rent in San Diego and it lived up to my standards, that owner probably didn't have a house also in Miami that I was going to be able to go to them to rent. So I had to start the process of finding another vacation home again, right? So that was a massive time drain that really just wasn't worth my time. But despite my success in business, I faced a lot of challenges when I started investing in real estate. I thought there had to be a better way. And I found out after doing some research, there was a better way called destination clubs. They offered brand consistency that I was looking for, so I wouldn't have to worry about the house living up to my expectations. They offered luxury accommodations, and they even offered concierge services, which would take some of the hassle out of planning my family vacation and give me some of my time back. The only problem, they are super expensive, at least to me. But whenever I see a problem, I think there's also an opportunity, and I planned on taking advantage of it. If I couldn't afford to take advantage of a destination club, that means that there are other individuals like myself and probably like you who would like to stay in luxury accommodations but can't afford the upfront fees that destination clubs charge. Also, I thought that it was a great time to launch such a business because of the way that COVID changed the way individuals vacationed. It put a lot more demand on single family residences. And also I found out that banks created a new type of loan called the DSCR loan, which meant that you could actually qualify to purchase these vacation homes without having to have a generous income yourself. Now, starting a destination club is one thing, but you have to be able to still acquire the properties. And that's one of the things that I wanted to do at scale. I didn't want to buy one property at a time. I wanted to buy 5 to 10 properties at a time. And that's why I launched the Luxury Residence Vacation Portfolio, an investment fund specifically targeting luxury vacation homes and able to provide a generous return to limited partners such as yourself. Starting a real estate fund was a great decision because it allowed me to partner with potential real estate investors who didn't want to become a real estate expert themselves. It provided advantages such as steady cash flow, tax benefits, utilization of the property benefits, outsized return compared to multifamily, let's say, normally 4 to 5x what you would get in the multifamily space. And it's asset-backed, meaning it has very low risk associated with it because all of the money investors put into an opportunity goes to acquire a property which you can always sell. And not to mention, you get to avoid the headaches that comes along with being a landlord when you decide to manage the property yourself. So it's really a win-win situation between me, the investment fund, and limited partners. If there's one thing I learned in this process, it's that lifestyle assets like vacation homes are safer, just as profitable, and even more affordable than some of the other options in the alternative investment space. But more importantly, you don't need to be a real estate expert in order to invest. And I realized this when my passive investors from previous projects in fix and flips, new construction, buy and hold, were earning a check every year or every quarter or every project without having to become a real estate expert, without having to do any work or get their hands dirty. And they also received the tax benefits. And I thought that was just an awesome way to grow wealth. But before you can get started in real estate investing, you really have to overcome some of your own limiting and often false beliefs. When I first started real estate investing, I had plenty of false beliefs, and I was actually quite fearful of the process. And it took me many years to overcome that fear, years that I wish I had back and I could go back to the beginning and tell myself there's nothing to be afraid of, because there wasn't. But nonetheless, I'm here now and I'm trying to make sure other people don't make the mistakes I did. One of the false beliefs I had was that you need a lot of money to become a real estate investor. And yes, some projects do require a lot of money. I don't think that that's necessary in all cases. For instance, at LRVP, our minimum investment is $50,000. For some, that may be a lot, but for others, that's not a barrier at all. And there are other projects that don't require $50,000. Some projects you can get into for as low as $10,000. So look for the opportunity that fits you, but don't let money be the thing that stops you from moving forward. Another false belief is that you have to become a real estate expert before you start investing, and nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, I recommend that you don't become an expert before you start investing. I recommend that you partner with someone who already has the experience and you earn while you learn. And down the road, if you want to become a more active, hands-on investor, then you can do that. But don't let trying to learn all of the nuances of real estate stop you from getting your hands dirty or just jumping in and becoming a real estate investor. You're going to learn more by doing than you are by trying to read up on the process. Another false belief, which is a huge one, is many people think that investing in the stock market, or more in particular, their 401k is going to provide them the financial security they're looking for. And they are about to be rudely awakened when they get to retirement and don't have the lump sum nest egg that they thought they were going to have. And the reason for that is because these types of retirement vehicles normally have a lot of fees associated with them. They don't grow at an aggressive pace like you can get in real estate, and in particular short-term rentals like vacation homes. And people are just going to be caught off guard, I think, in massive numbers in the years to come. I highly encourage people to take advantage of real estate and vacation home investing in order to circumvent that situation. Take control of your own financial future. Take control of your financial security. Make sure that you and your family will have the nest egg you want when you retire. To do that, you have to be more hands-on and stop relying on someone else to control your investments. And lastly, some people just think it's too risky to invest in real estate. Well, I think that risk is what happens when something goes wrong. And if the worst case scenario of investing in real estate is still better than the best case scenario of keeping your status quo, then just doing the status quo is super risky. You can't afford to continue to do the same thing. If you could, you'd be in a different situation than you are right now. So I recommend people leap in, take the risk. Remember, vacation home investing is backed by assets. So in the worst case scenario, you always have an asset you can sell and provide some relief, and normally avoid losing any money at all. But the greater risk is staying on your current course and not ending up where you expected to be 10, 15, 20 years from now when you get to retirement, because you can never get the opportunity or time back.